Hello guys, welcome back. In this video I am going to explain the design of a non-inverting and an inverting comparator, a design of a zero crossing and a time marker generator circuit, which is nothing else but an application of comparators used in an open loop, and finally we will see the design of sample and hold circuit. So this is the basic. So this is my inverting comparator schematic. Over here what is done is a fixed reference voltage Vref is applied to input and a time varying signal is being used to make sure that the Vref, whatever the reference voltage has been set, we get a line over there as a reference voltage, and depending upon the input voltage our output voltage will be varied. So this is the frequencies at which we have calculated it. And if we want to check, let me take this circuit inverting comparator. So over here we will be doing it for 10 kilo ohms. So let me run this. So now my Vref has been set as 2 volts. So we can see here 2 volts, a straight line 2 volts. Then my V in, so it is 5 volts, so 10 volts peak to peak. And here we go with the output. See, as the frequency changes in comparator circuit at low frequencies, we could have easily got this output over here. Means it could have been interconnected with the input voltage. But what has happened over here is that the output voltage over here, we see the output voltage which we are being seeing over here is not in not along with the input voltage, the input sinusoidal voltage. So this is the biggest drawback. So the comparators usually work at a very low frequencies. So now if you want to see the non-inverting comparator, let me go to non-inverting comparator. I have my non-inverting comparator. Yeah, so this is my non-inverting comparator. Over here the reference voltage will be basically applied at the non-inverting side of a terminal. That is the only biggest that is the only difference between the inverting comparator and a non-inverting comparator. So let me simulate this. You won't find much difference except that the reference voltage, see, this is the 5 means 10 volts peak to peak input voltage. This will be my reference voltage is 10 volts, and over here, yeah, as it was a non-inverting comparator, if you if this same we had applied over in the inverting comparator, what happened over there was the output voltage which we are seeing over here was totally the complement of the same, but it was at 10 kilo ohms. So we were not able to find the intersection of the points. So this is how the inverting and the non-inverting comparator works. So as we can see over here, the waveforms are like this for 50 hertz. See, you can see the waveforms at 50 hertz, they are absolutely interconnected. And if you see over here, the it really looks like a square wave, but the moment you change we can see the slant lines. So this is because of the slew rate that these comparators produce. And then the applications, the zero crossing detector, there's nothing different in comparator. The zero crossing detector is nothing else but the reference voltage will be set to 0. That's the only change in the zero crossing detector. Whereas if you see that it can the same basic comparator is being used as a zero crossing detector, providing that the Vref is set to 0. This is nothing, you can say inverting zero crossing detector. And the circuit can also be called as a sine to square wave generator, because sine wave and this is a square wave, which is the output which we have got. So, and the final one is the time marker generator, which is nothing but another application of a comparator. This is the same ditto copy of a you can say zero crossing detector. After that we have applied a diode over here to make sure that the positive and the negative pulses across this is being used. So the output of a zero crossing detector is differentiated by an RC circuit. See, this is the RC circuit, which is the which is a bit different than the zero crossing detector, so that the output voltage V out is a series of a positive and a negative pulses. So if we wanted to check the positive and negative pulses, we could have got the output over here. But what if we want only the positive side of the pulses, just the positive pulses? So for getting the positive pulses, the output has to be taken across across the diode, in which the negative portion will be clipped off, passing through the diode D, and waveforms will be gradually shown. See, this is the output waveform. So I have taken the output across the load voltage. So this is how the time markers circuit will behave. And the final one is a sample and hold circuit. A sample and hold circuit samples an input signal and holds on its last sample value until the input is sampled again. The main advantage of using these type of circuit is in digital interfacing and analog to digital and pulse code modulation system. So this is the basic and the simple sample and hold circuit. Over here we have used an in-channel MOSFET, E-MOSFET you can say, and this is how the outputs are being generated. The capacitor C is uh, faces a high input impedance of the voltage follower. This is the voltage follower A2. So this is all about the experiment, and thank you so much.